In April of 1972, astronaut Charles Moss Duke traveled to the Moon as part of the Apollo 16 mission approaching our satellite. The astronauts saw strange flashes on its surface. Real fireworks started right in front of it. He wasn't alone in witnessing this strange phenomenon. Almost every astronaut on the lunar expeditions mentioned the unusual glow. Furthermore, the lunar flashes were also detected from Earth in September of 2022. Rupin Ariza from Colombia shot a 5-minute video that clearly shows the lunar fireworks, but what kind of odd phenomenon is this? And why hasn't science been able to solve the lunar anomalies for so many decades, despite being closer to us than any other space object? The Moon still baffles scientists. People began wondering about its origin thousands of years ago, in the ancient city of Tiwanaku, on the walls of the ancient temple of Colossus Saya, their writings preserved, according to which the Moon emerged about 12,000 years ago. Drawings of the Hopi people include a ciphered story of how the Moon brought disasters never seen before. Their legends contain descriptions of our planet's tumble and swing, changing its orbit and rotation speed, while the legends of the African Zulu people say that the Moon is a flaming dragon's egg, two brothers with scaly skins stolen. How about its yolk, and left its shell in the sky? But even thousands of years later, today's scientists have no definitive answer to the question of the Moon's origin. According to one theory in the past, Earth and the Moon were in different parts of the solar system. Our satellite was a stray asteroid-like space body. When the Moon approached Earth, it was captured by its gravity field. This is how other planets of the solar system got their moons in most cases. This theory could have put an end to disputes on the Moon's origin, except for one finding that bewildered scientists. The fact is that rocks identical to those of terrestrial origin were found on our satellite. So if our planet and the Moon formed in different parts of the universe, how can they consist of some of the same stuff? Professor Sarah Russell from London's Natural History Museum suggests another theory. She thinks the Moon and Earth could have formed together 4.5 billion years ago. When our planet was only just forming, it spun very fast, so fast that part of its crust split and ended up in its orbit. These scraps then formed the satellite. But the problem is that in this case, the composition of the Moon and Earth should be identical. Partly the first findings by the Apollo astronauts could prove this theory. But soil samples from the far side of the mountain showed that its composition over there is absolutely different. An explanation for this inconsistency can be found in the giant impact hypothesis in 1898. English astronomer George Darwin suggested that 4.5 billion years ago, Earth collided with a protoplanet called Theia, about the size of Mars. This impact was so powerful that it could have destroyed the Earth, and life would have never appeared in the solar system. Luckily, that didn't happen. The devastating impact threw most of Theia's rock and some of her mantle into Earth's orbit. These fragments eventually formed the Moon. This explains the oddities that our satellite's chemical composition, most probably the dark side. The Moon contains some of Theia's debris. However, this theory doesn't explain the origin of lunar rocks older than the solar system. In 1973, researchers found that some lunar rocks are over 5 billion years old. On the other hand, Earth and the other planets of the solar system formed 4.6 billion years ago. This discovery prompted researchers from the University of California to assume that the Moon actually emerged almost 2 billion years earlier than Earth. Our satellite possibly formed in another star system. Then the Sun's powerful gravity captured the Moon, which eventually became her satellite. If that's the case all this time, an object that literally flew in from the depths of space has been revolving around the Earth. But the problem is that none of these scientific hypotheses has been 100% proven in the millennia of studying the Moon. Not only hasn't humankind approached the mystery of its origin, but quite the opposite. It has become even more confused. For instance, scientists know that the Moon has no magnetic field of its own, but the Apollo astronauts brought magnetized pieces of moon rocks back with them. But they could become magnetized only under the influence of a magnetosphere, which, as mentioned, our satellite doesn't have. In April of 1972, the Apollo 16 crew made another astonishing discovery, about 100 kilometers deep under the Moon's surface. They found two ferromagnetic shields, each over 1,000 kilometers long. The find looks like someone built two giant steel support beams inside the Moon today. Nobody knows how they ended up there. It's possible NASA has more information, but the space agency doesn't seem in a hurry to share it for some reason. Even the information that rock samples brought back by Apollo 14 contained water was kept secret for 40 years, and only in 2010, when the news that lunar probes found 600 million tons of water ice in the satellite's craters made headlines, did NASA finally reveal the information on the earlier find. so we definitely won't know the truth about the ferromagnetic shields anytime soon. And now, on top of all the moon's secrets, there are those mysterious flashes. It's possible the solution to their mystery hides inside the moon. The thing is that our satellite has a strange orbit, which doesn't fit its size. This makes scientists think that inside the moon could be less dense during the first landing on its surface. Astronauts don't seismic equipment. This hardware detects different kinds of activity from meteorite impacts, to artificial explosions, to emergency landings of space rockets. For example, during the Apollo 12 landing, they identified a tremor, which in its force was equivalent to the explosion of 1 ton of TNT. The equipment registered that seismic impact, but there was something unusual about it. It only peaked after 8 minutes, while its shock waves instead of a bathing went 30 times higher. Both NASA and the Apollo astronauts were awestruck by this phenomenon. Such extraordinary shockwave propagation could prove a theory proposed back in 1962 by Dr. Gordon MacDonald from NASA in one of his articles. The scholar suggested that considering the moon is significantly less dense than Earth, it could be absolutely hollow on the inside lunar craters, could be another proof of this theory every day. The moon's surface is bombarded by about 3 tons of material, but only large meteorites leave visible traces. Furthermore, the width and height of craters left by such impacts must be in a certain proportion, but for some reason this rule doesn't apply on the moon. The study revealed that its large and small craters are basically equal. According to one hypothesis, small meteorites leave cup-shaped depressions in the moon's rocky surface, while large objects literally bore through its rocky surface, hitting a high-strength metal layer underneath Soviet astronomers Michael Vassin and Alexander Sherbakov. Back in 1970, suggested that the moon consists of a several-mile-thick outer rocky layer, covering an armored metal hull over 32 kilometers thick. Findings made by the Apollo 14 astronauts partially back up this theory. When they tried to drill through rock at the bottom of a lunar crater, they hit metals: copper, chromium, zirconium, mica, and pure titanium. Could this be the cause for the mysterious glowing, and we simply observe the flashes when meteorites impact this metal layer? But there's something eerier to the Soviet scientists' theory. They believe that inside the moon, under the metal hull, there's a habitable atmosphere. Writer Herbert Wells was the first to come up with the idea of a hollow moon in his book, The First Men in the Moon. But some scientific hypotheses are even bolder than science fiction. Even though scientists worldwide are studying this lunar phenomenon, its origin is still a mystery. Therefore, any of the theories from the meteorite flashes to the explosions of alien bases could turn out to be true. You can also come up with your own theory on the origin of the flashes, and it might explain the moon's secrets even better than scientists' assumptions. For example, we could even accept that our satellite is a mere hologram created by NASA, and the moon flashes occur when space objects pierce the hologram. What do you think? Share your theories about the mysterious flashes in the comments.